Sukham jata divasete, sukham jata divasete, sukham jata divasete Bhants, sukham jata divasete, sukham jata divasete, sukham jata divasete, sukham jata divasete Bhants, sukham jata divasete.
This piece was written and arranged by Brian Lester as his gift to Bhante. That piece was written and arranged by Brian Lester as his gift to Bhante. This piece, entitled Cradle of Gems, was composed and performed by Sister Karen Markham as her gift to Bhante. So happy birthday, Bhante, from Terre de Vale, the group in Paris. Infant Joy by William Blake. I have no name, I am but 2 days old. What shall I call thee? I happy am, Joy is my name. Sweet joy befall thee. Pretty joy, sweet joy, but 2 days old. Sweet joy I call thee. Thou dost smile, I sing the while. Sweet joy befall thee. For Bhante, to thank you for setting the wheel of the Dharma in motion at Satipanya, here is your local group's illustration of the Four Noble Truths. First Noble Truth. The world is afflicted by death and decay, but the wise do not grieve, having realized the nature of the world. Second Noble Truth. Whoever is overcome by this wretched craving, his sorrows grow like grass after rain. But whoever overcomes this wretched craving, his sorrows fall away like water from a lotus leaf. Third Noble Truth. There is an end to suffering. There is an island which you cannot go beyond. It is a place of nothingness, of non-possession and non-attachment. It is the total end of death and decay, and this is why I call it Nibbana. Fourth Noble Truth. There is a path to the end of suffering. No one saves us but ourselves. No one can and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path. The following cards represent the Noble Eightfold Path. Avijjaya Tveva Sesa Viraga Nirodha Sankara Nirodho. With the entire cessation of this ignorance, intentional activities cease. Eva metasa kevalasa dukkha kandasa nirodhoti. Thus does the cessation of this entire aggregation of suffering result. O Master, is it proper for a monk to use email? Sure, as long as there are no attachments. I said to the wanting creature inside me, what is this river you want to cross? There are no travellers on the river road, and no road. Do you see anyone moving about on that bank, or nesting? There is no river at all, and no boat, and no boatman. There is no tow rope either, and no one to pull it. There is no ground, no sky, no time, no bank, no ford. And there is no body and no mind. Do you believe that there is some place that will make the soul less thirsty? In that great absence you will find nothing. Be strong then, and enter into your own body. There you have a solid place for your feet. Think about it carefully. Don't go off somewhere else. Kabir says this, just throw away all thoughts of imaginary things and stand firm in that which you are. For your 70th birthday, Bhante, we thought we would update a verse from the Parinibbana Sutta. Come, Ananda, let us go to the Satipanya shrine. Beautiful, Ananda, is the Satipanya shrine. For hire, Messrs. Maurice Mole and Sons, purveyors of quality unwanted holes, full dissatisfaction guaranteed or your money back. No lawn too small to ruin. For a reminder of impermanence you could not find better. That's why all little moles should be wished metta. This is a card based on the Wheel of Dependent Origination from the Insight Meditation Group of Dublin, with apologies to dandelion lovers everywhere. Have mercy, Bhante. Don't cut off my head. Listen to my tale of woe. It's called The Wheel of Dandelion Origination. Avijja. I never meant any harm. I don't know how it started. It was like a whirlwind. Everything was going round and round. Nothing made sense. Avijja, ignorance, is a condition for sankhara. Whirling in the torrent there was a seed of willpower. What I had previously desired and built my life around was written into that tiny seed. It could all happen again. Yippee! Sankhara, habitual formations, are a condition for vijnana. Now, where to plant that seed? Ah yes, the ground of discriminative consciousness. Where the seed was known as separate, with a past and a future, in that rich soil a seed could settle and flourish. Vijnana, consciousness, is a condition for Namarupa. No sooner had the seed settled than it began to germinate, dividing in two. One part attracted to the earth to be rooted, physical, grounded. The other attracted to the skies to explore the world, make contact. Namarupa, mentality, materiality, is a condition for salayatana. 6 channels opened up, 6 doorways to the outer world. Now the internal world was ready and waiting for some external stimulus to open one channel. Salayatana, 6 sense spaces, are a condition for Phassa. A ray of sunlight opened up the doorway of the eye. Immediately the seedling burst through. Now its inner world was in contact with the outer world. Phassa, contact, is a condition for Vedana. The sunshine was so pleasant, lovely, nourishing, gorgeous. The stem grew leaves to soak it up. Maybe it would have been better to leave it at that, just basking in the sunshine while it lasted. But then the trouble started. Vedana, feeling, is a condition for tanha. Something deep down demanded more of the sunshine, more of the lovely stuff. It was like thirst, it just had to be satisfied. With a great surge of energy, a big stem started to shoot upwards, demanding more. Tanha, desire, is a condition for upadana. Then I blossomed. I had found myself at last. Aren't I beautiful, marvellous, golden and gorgeous like the sun itself? Now all I had to do was hold on tight. Upadana, clinging, is a condition for bhava, till, by sheer willpower, I put forth all these seeds to give the world more of me, millions and millions more, and so bhava, becoming, is a condition for jati. Behold ye, the dandelion dynasty has been born. This poor old stupa hasn't a chance. Purify? No way. Let's dandify. Jati, birth, is a condition for Jaramarana. Ah no, how did this happen? And to me? Where is my dynasty now? My roots all shriveled, my gorgeous head now bald and bent, my leaves rotting, eaten by worms. Such pain, such agony. Jaramarana, aging, death, lamentation, despair.
Some friends from the Inside Meditation group in Dublin got together to illustrate the 6 sense spheres as their card for Bhante's book. Each card was made by a different person, and as we're not all great artists, Don't expect consistency. The Buddha described the six sense spheres as the all. The Blessed One said, what is the all? Simply the eye and forms, ear and sounds, nose and aromas, tongue and flavours, body and sensations, intellect and ideas. This, monks, is called the all. Suppose the two oxen were joined by a yoke. If someone were to say, the ox on the left fetters the one on the right, would they be speaking rightly? No, my friend. Neither ox fetters the other. The yoke by which they are joined, that is the fetter. In the same way, neither does the eye fetter visible forms, nor do visible forms fetter the eye. Whatever desire and passion arises dependent on both, that is the fetter. In this illustration of the sense sphere of vision, we have the eyes of wisdom, and then below, in a lower realm, you could say, the eyes that have been blinded by what they desire. The sense sphere of the ear and sound is illustrated around a poem by Billy Collins titled Another Reason Why I Don't Keep a Gun in the House, with the Buddha and Kuan Yin lending their compassion and wisdom to the initially fraught situation. The neighbour's dog will not stop barking. He's barking the same high rhythmic bark that he barks every time they leave the house. They must switch him on their way out. The neighbour's dog will not stop barking. I close all the windows in the house and put on a Beethoven symphony full blast. But I can still hear him muffled under the music, barking, barking, barking. And now I can see him sitting in the orchestra, his head raised confidently, as if Beethoven had included a part for a barking dog. When the record finally ends, he's still barking, sitting there in the oboe section, barking. His eyes fixed on the conductor, who is entreating him with his baton, while the other musicians listen in respectful silence to the famous barking dog solo, that endless coda that first established Beethoven as an innovative genius. To illustrate the sense sphere of the nose and aromas, we track through a lifetime of smells from infancy to our teenage and adult years and eventually old age. Our path through life is marked by the desire and passion that arise for each aroma, fettering us. As we get older and wiser, we may respond with equanimity, but if we're not careful, we'll sink back into delusion. To illustrate the sense sphere of the tongue and taste, we have this meditating monk surrounded by sumptuous delicacies which he is letting float on by, refusing to get himself tethered by desire and passion for food. He knows the tongue, he knows flavours, and he knows the fetter that arises dependent on both. And he also knows how an unarisen fetter can arise, how an arisen fetter can be removed, and how to prevent fetters arising in the future. Remembering that emotional pain is felt in the body, the sense sphere of the body, and touch is illustrated around a poem by Khalil Gibran. Your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding. Even as the stone of the fruit must break, that its heart may stand in the sun, so must you know pain. And could you keep your heart in wonder at the daily miracles of your life, your pain would not seem less wondrous than your joy. And you would accept the seasons of your heart, even as you have always accepted the seasons that pass over your fields. And you would watch with serenity through the winters of your grief. Much of your pain is self-chosen. It is the bitter potion by which the physician within you heals your sick self. Therefore trust the physician and drink his remedy in silence and tranquility. For his hand, though heavy and hard, is guided by the tender hand of the unseen, and the cup he brings, though it burn your lips, has been fashioned of the clay which the potter has moistened with his own sacred tears. The card illustrating the sphere of the mind and the thoughts, emotions, feelings, and so on that it detects was inspired by something Bhante said to one of the group a few years ago. The sun always rises, but you can never trust the mind. Oh, I'm always saying the wrong thing. I'm horrible. But he shouldn't have said that. It's all his fault. I wouldn't have said anything so insensitive. He's a brute. No one appreciates me. But I shouldn't have said that. I'm always saying the wrong thing. Horrible, horrible, horrible. I'm always saying the wrong thing. Oh, thinking. Thus we learn how to let go of existing fetters. The final card is our illustration of the end of suffering. The ox, or human nature, once tethered, is now free. It no longer needs guidance from our Buddha nature, which rides fearlessly along with us, no longer looking ahead in anticipation of what's to come, but free to gaze serenely into Nibbana, where all things cease. Knowing how fetters arise, how to escape existing fetters, and how to prevent new fetters arising, one is free.